This method is similar to regular forwarding by specialized machines since farm tractors can be equipped with cranes and trailers. The main difference is that tree lengths are extracted to the roadside. Depending on construction, the crane can be controlled from inside or outside the cab. Loading and unloading are done in a way that is similar to the regular forwarding operations. It may require a separation of the assortments when forwarding logs. This method features lower costs related to equipment and, depending on the legal requirements, it can also be used for regular transportation on public roads. When crane controls are placed inside the cab, the driver works mostly from the cab. Also, the tractor may be easily adapted to other types of operations. In forwarding, the main limitations of the method are the following: lower performance, lower loading capacity, and a lower off-road mobility compared to professional forwarders. The main use is in small-scale harvesting of stands featuring smaller trees, or when a flexibility of the machine is needed. Time consumption, productivity and costs depend on several factors, including the size of the tree lengths, loading capacity, and extraction distance. There are several factors on which the efficiency of the machine depends. Among them, the extraction distance would be important, affecting the time for empty and loaded turns. Loading capacity, on the other hand, would restrict the amount of wood extracted per turn. Therefore, for the same extraction distance, it will affect productivity. Type of felling by its extraction intensity, size, and degree of wood concentration in bunches may be other factors affecting the productivity. These will control the number of movements as well as the time spent to make a full load. The work cycle is similar to regular forwarding operations. Typically, it features the following work elements. Driving to the loading site, also called empty turn or driving empty, in which the machine is driven on the trail from the forest road or from the landing to the first tree length or bunch of tree lengths. Loading the tree lengths. Once the machine arrived at the first tree length or bunch of tree lengths, the driver operates the crane to pick them up and to put them in the trailer. Driving between loading sites. Once the first tree length or bunch of tree lengths was loaded, the machine is driven on the trail to the next tree length or bunch of tree lengths. This, as well as loading, is repeated until the intended capacity of the trailer is reached. Driving to the forest road, also called loaded turn or driving when loaded, in which the machine is driven on the trail to extract the payload at the forest road or at the landing. Unloading the tree lengths, in which the driver operates the crane to unload and pile the tree lengths at the forest road or at the landing. Other tasks, such as relocation within the felling site, arranging the tree lengths in the trailer or in the piles at the forest road. In this example, we are going to see a farm tractor fitted for forwarding which operates in a clear cut and extracts the wood dominantly in the form of tree lengths. Farm tractors fitted for forwarding are operated by a single worker, driver, and they may enable a mechanized work. Unlike forwarders, these machines commonly lack advanced systems that support production management, localization, or other functions such as crane, bunk, and bogie control. Besides careful driving on rough terrains, operation of these machines requires strong skills in controlling the cranes during loading and unloading. Effectiveness of the extraction operations depends largely on the operational setup. In clear cuts such as that shown in this example, the machine is not prohibited to drive close to each bunch of tree lengths. As such, it can reach to all the wood by crane, meaning that it can cover all the stand by mechanical loading. In other cases, the wood is pre-skidded to the trail or skid road by other means. Loading and unloading account for an important share in the time consumption of forwarding operations. How the loading and unloading is supported by the placement of crane controls may become important in the machine performance. In this example, loading and unloading is done by operating the crane controls placed outside the cab. This requires time for the driver to leave the cab, climb onto the crane's control platform, and, once the loading or unloading is finished, go back inside the cab. Although coming in various sizes, farm tractors fitted for forwarding are generally less heavy than specialized forwarders. As such, their operational range in terms of reducing the soil impact could be better than that of forwarders. Nevertheless, they cause some degree of compaction to the soils, but compared to other technical options they may perform better in terms of protecting the remaining trees and stand regeneration. Fuel consumption and GHG emissions are typically related to the engine type, size, and utilization. As the tractors can come in various sizes equipped with a variety of engines, fuel consumption and emissions would be related to these parameters. Farm tractors provide a rather good work environment, particularly when operating the crane from inside the cab. The typical harmful factors in such operations are the exposure to noise, vibration, and particulates. Compared to other type of work such as motor manual tree felling and processing, farm tractors fitted for forwarding perform better, including in terms of physical effort since the work is almost completely or completely mechanized.